How's it going, guys? Got another land battle replay for you, and it happens to be again on the freaking Lost Crater. How many times do I have to see this goddamn map before we get a better one? Before we get rather another one? Like, ah, um, sorry. We have Bavarat from Human Boys Discord against the Greenskin player. Dwarfs require no skill, which I believe is the Phoenix King. I'm not entirely sure. I think so. Anyways, for the Fey Enchantress, we have Favor the Fey, Chalice of Potions, Regrowth, Dwellers Below, and then, of course, what else? I think that's everything. Yeah. And then for the rest of the army, we have a bunch of peasants. It's just a peasant tide, men at arms, spearmen at arms. Um, and then for the cav, we're gonna have Knights of the Realm and Grell Knights, two on each side, I believe. Yep. And then one more Granite in the center. All of them already in freaking lands formation. This player is ready to go. We have two peasant bowmen, just two. Wow, that's surprising. I expected. Usually I see Bretonnia players rock a ton of them. Yeah. Seems like everything in order. There's no outliers that I'm missing here. Okay. With the greenskin side, we're gonna have just a little small goblin gray shaman on a wolf. I'd never see this guy on a wolf, or just him in period. Nonetheless, he's gonna have his brass cleaver, and then vindictive glare and sneaky stabbing. And then does he have ITP from something? What is he getting ITP from? Oh, from from the big boss. Yeah, the big boss has the rabble rouse ability, which gives units around him in a 35-meter radius ITP, which is fantastic for the greenskin side. It's a very small range though, so you have to be careful and you make sure you use him correctly around units that are really, really imperative to keep in the fight. Like, for example, these freaking stone trolls. These guys, as you know, trolls have notoriously terrible leadership. But if you have them like the ITP, which helps prevent them from getting terror routed because they aren't immune to being terror routed just because they have fear, then it's really, really substantial. It's really important to late game or rather just against factions that have easy terror options. For the Vanguard, we're gonna have some Force Goblin Spider Rider archers, one being the ROR Goblin Wolf archers, Morgum's Randy Marauder, more Grubs Mangy Marauders. Um, and then we're gonna have a bunch of goblin front line with some orc biggins. Is it just all biggins? Yeah, it's just all orc biggins in the back line with some orc boar boys, three just standard orc boys, and some stone trolls. So let's get going. So we're just gonna have a little bit of skirmishing back and forth from the greenskin cav. Get some shots into those shields. Nice wasted ammo, unfortunately. Oh no, so the flank side, Ground Knights are gonna get a really nice charge into those big guns. Ouch! That's gonna actually not as much damage as I thought that would do. Did okay. Boar boys are gonna quickly respond, try to get into them. On the other side, however, these Ground Knights and Knights of the Realm got into the cookie jar. I don't have it right on top of the goblins, though I wouldn't call them cookies actually. Pretty much destroys half their HP and starts to pull out after they get chased down by some boar boys. Though some of those Grow Knights models are getting stuck in those boar boys and those biggins, so that's not going to be a great trade for the Bretonnian side. Right in the middle, some of the infantry is already rattling men at arms, taking quite a fair bit of damage. Grow Knights charging in to try to fend off these stone trolls, and they're doing okay holding. We're going to have Chalice of Potions go down on top of these stone trolls and biggins. I'm going to rout one of those stone trolls. And which is very useful. Knights of the Realm hurt really badly in that engagement on the left side flank, down to 44 models and down to less than half HP. Faye is going to get her Mortis engine going with these Grow Knights and try to fend off the Stone Trolls and the Big Boss and the Biggins, while considering their infantry is gone practically, and Spearmen at Arms are trying to hold back the other Biggins. but not doing so great. Unfortunately, these men-at-arms are coming back. Luckily, with these spearmen, these peasant bowmen need to be moved back so they can shoot without possibly being jumped up upon. The Goblin Great Shaman is going to be shooting a vindictive glare at the Grell Knights. Not sure how much damage it did, but it could have knocked off a model or two, which I think it actually, now that I'm seeing, I think it actually killed a model or two. Might have, yeah. So that could have been okay. That would have been okay. Goblin Great Shaman is chasing them down. He's fearless. He ain't taking nothing from those Grell Knights. And then the skirmishers are shooting in at them as well, along with the peasants. That AP from the ROR, Morgrim's Marauders, is going to do a bit of damage into those Grell Knights, and a nice fair bit of damage into them. Orc and Boar Boys are coming in, charging into those peasants, showing them who's boss. Vindictive Glare shot at the Fey Enchantress. Not going to really do much, especially considering the Boar Boys kind of blocked some of the shots there. Or Big Boss is going to come in here. He popped it, get backer, try to get those Boar Boys to fend off those Grell Knights, but unfortunately they're going to get Mortis Engine down and are going to rout soon while trying to chase those Grell Knights. Though the Stone Trolls might catch up and help with that fight. We'll see. More Boar Boys coming back here. Going to rear charge into the Spearmen, do a little bit of damage. These Grell Knights over here on the other hand, unfortunately, are surrounded completely by both Biggins and Goblins, so they're not going to love this, even with their 120 armor. Yeah, their melee defense is down to 27. I'm guessing from poison or something. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see. Yeah, I can't tell right now. Might just be from lance formation, right? Yeah, so they're taking more damage than they normally would, unfortunately. Or more hits, rather. Morgrim's Marauders and the Skirmish Cab just up doing... Greenskin player is just doing a great job with them, making sure they stay up and about and able to shoot all their shots in. They're getting good shots into the Grell Knights and whittling them down as much as possible. These Grell Knights back here have finished routing, along with the Knights of the Realm and Spearmen, have finished routing and breaking, rather, these Stone Trolls. So they're not coming back at all. In fact, they are shattered. So definitely not coming back. The skirmishing continues on for the Greenskin side. Faye is trying to catch on to whatever she can grab onto so she can hit them with that Mortis Engine, and she finds her place in the Orc Biggins. She's going to whittle them down a bit with the help of the Grell Knights and whatever peasant infantry she has around her, like the Spearmen at Arms, and hopefully bring them down. The Peasant Tide is coming back from all that routing, and maybe they'll be able to pull this back, even with a lot of their cav depleted. A Vindictive Glare shot in at the Grell Knights. Gonna do a little bit of damage there, maybe knock off a model. Do a nice Dwellers Below right on top of these Orc Biggins. Unfortunate. This part guys are probably gonna rout from that damage. While Faye fights these Stone Trolls, he actually gets 2 Biggins and it hits the Stone Trolls as well, possibly gonna be causing them to rout. But in the meantime, the Faye is not gonna be taking a great fight for herself. She's alone with no support as these Spearmen at Arms rout, and now she's getting clubbed to death by these Stone Trolls, who are sticking a lot longer than I thought they would, and they finally rout. But in the meantime, Faye has been taking hits from them for free, without any penalty, or rather, without a lot of penalty, because she had no help. Another Vindictive Glare done at the Fey Enchantress. Not going to do a whole lot of damage. We're going to see another Chalice of Potions out of the Morgrim's Raging Marauders. It's going to do okay damage. Even hits a Stone Troll or two. A couple actually lay flat on the ground, thanks to that. But not going to do anything substantial. The Black Orc Big Boss got routed completely and is going to be routing into the Grell Knights. But luckily the Grell Knights rout, and the Big Boss in fact shatters. So very tattered remnants from both sides. Another Vindictive Glare shot in at what I believe to be the Fae, but unfortunately hits the Man at Arms instead. Yeah, she's not doing that great work today, the Vindictive Glare. Fae catches down the skirmishing side, starts whittling them down a little bit, but they get away from her, shooting what few shots they still have left. These Spider Rider Archers still have 2 volleys. The Morgrim's Raging Marauders are completely out of volleys, and these other Spider Rider Archers have 5 left. These Grove Knights have come back with 9 freaking models left. 400 HP. How and why? Another Vindictive Glare shot at the Fae. Does a little bit of damage, but she's just going to heal that back up with an Earth Blood, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that, no, it's a regrowth, so it's gonna do quite a bit of health, which is quite a bit of health regen. Really nice. And also whittling on these biggins with that mortis engine of hers. Peasant bowman gonna be shooting in at the spider rider archers, doing what damage they can. Faye gonna stop the spider rider archers from charging into their peasant bowmen, but the other one, the Morgan's raging marauders, are gonna get their charge and possibly rout those peasant bowmen. We'll see. It's kind of just two wet noodle units attacking each other, though they do have sneaky stabbing, so they have actually decent melee stats at 44 melee attack, which obviously trumps the peasants who have 10 melee attack. Very, very little. What is with this balance of power? I'm not sure at all. The Bretonnians pretty much have nothing left on the field at this point. They had a resurgence, but it's pretty much gone. I guess it's just Fae Enchantress being Fae Enchantress is what's keeping the balance of power so, like, somewhat. So, like, imbalanced. Like, the Greenskins should be higher in terms of the balance of power at the very least. But at the same time, I guess what can kill the Fae, really? She's not exactly a pushover melee. She has 34 melee defense, and then of course she has that mortis engine. Though the spearmen also have come back and say with these peasant bowmen, so maybe the balance power knew what he was talking about. Maybe I was just the one being crazy, because we have some more spearmen arms come back over here. She proceeds to rout these spider rider archers, and all the greenskins now have left is some battered goblins who are ready to rout and some big guns. And then the mangy marauders who are also ready to rout at -2 leadership. Yep, there they go, rout. And the goblins shatter as soon as they see the Fae. Not sure if it's just because of her ugly mug or what, but they're gone. They're not even gonna bother trying to attack her. She does another regrowth on top of herself, which is gonna be really nice and does solidify her win in this game. These spider rider archers, are they gonna charge into the peasant bowmen? Yes, they are. They're gonna charge into them and rout them off completely. Bye peasant bowman. And it seems like the Bretonnia, I'm not sure. We do have some infantry over here though. We have 64 models still left on this big house, so yeah, once these greenskin players starts to bring them the way towards the center, this will probably be a win for the greenskins, unless the Fae, actually the Fae has 2700 HP, so see, here's the thing. I mean, the Pickens, they do have that anti-large. She's on our pony, so she's technically considered a large target. So she would take a lot of damage unsupported in a good infantry unit like the Pickens. So let me just speed it up a little bit as the Bretonnian player runs around gathering what units they have and finishing off any greenskin tattered units that she can get to. Nice vindictive glares towards these spearmen and arms to try to finish them off completely. He's just running away, being a dastardly little freaking goblin menace. The Fae gonna get in, charge into those goblins, get her mortis engine going. The goblin's shaman is fighting off a little more than he can chew by chasing the Fae. I think the Fae could actually beat him in melee combat, especially now considering he's down to 19 melee attack with that debuff from the Mist of the Lady, so he needs to watch out. These tattered pork biggins get the sneaky stabbing thrown on top of them, so they're gonna beat these spearmen so easily that they're gonna cry for the lady. A vindictive glare shot in at the spearmen, I believe, or he was at the Fae, and it actually nicks the biggins, unfortunately for the greenskin player. We're gonna a little speed up here. I think the Fae might be able to win this by whittling everything down with her mortis engine. Though, I say this, and army losses will probably kick in while she's still very hurt. Yep, army losses is kicking in, shaking a lot of damage from that big one, like I suspected earlier. Yeah, so her mortis engine was doing an incredible work there, and it could have won her that. But again, if it was anything other than biggins, with that many models still left, she could have won it. But again, biggins, the anti-large, and her being unsupported wasn't gonna win it, unfortunately. Though, there was a chance there. There was a freaking chance there. I was almost convinced that she could have clutched it out once I saw how much damage she was freaking doing to those biggins. But yeah, they were clutch there. They were absolutely clutch. The biggins are incredible. For your anti-large needs. Though they aren't obviously um they aren't the best at anti-large. Unfortunately, they aren't going to be aren't always going to be just the sole answer. You will need your trolls, and you will also need your sometimes maybe your arachnotic spiders. Though at the same time, those guys have done fairly poorly in Warhammer 3 IMO. Um, but even if you don't have the arachnotic spider, you do have armor machine and range and stuff. So, but supported the biggins will do great work as you saw. So, values. We have 628 on the Goblin Great Shaman, 777 on the Big Boss, and then 1100 value on the Trolls. Decent value all around, 1000 value on these biggins. 1000. Wow, these biggins got 1600 freaking value, probably just from chewing through Ground Knights. Just stayed in combat a lot longer than they should have. And same with these biggins over here. Almost 1500 freaking value just from fighting Ground Knights and Knights Errant, and then of course the lady. The biggins did, rather the board boys did okay. Nothing too spectacular. They're cheap EP infantry, or rather EP cav. Almost literally 999 value on the Ninja Marauders. They just had really good targets, all those freaking Ground Knights to poke down, so good on them. Yeah, just solid control from their skirmish cav for the Greenskin player. No surprise, the Fae has a lot of value, as she should. 3100 value, incredible. Ground Knights didn't really pay for themselves. I think these two might have. Even then, I'm sketched on the 1247. They might be 1300 or 1400. So if that's the case, then only this one paid for itself, and they got 1800 value. So they did substantial. Which it's funny considering this one has more kills. So clearly that means they were killing more goblins and crap infantry than the other one was. The Knights Errant unfortunately got dumpstered. Didn't provide a whole lot of utility. And yeah, just the rest of the value spread throughout the peasants who who routed and shattered very quickly most of that first half, but some stuck around for that late game. Nonetheless, thank you for the game, Bavarat, and dwarfs require no skill. See you guys next time. Bye bye.